unofficial, unlicensed figure review. We got this logo here. But if you know what it is, you know what it is. You've seen the title, then you know what it is. But the box doesn't actually say the name except for this one label at the top. I suppose that's quite makes packaging easier, I suppose, since you pre-order these anyway. Like, you're not going to see this in the shops. And here we are. We have a Sub-Zero. Ooh. These two small daggers there. A ice sword, axe, hammer, and this little ice ball that he just holds in his arms. There's no attachments or holes in it or anything. And all of these have a nice dry brush to it with a bit of a sparkling paint, I think, on some of these right there on this transparent blue plastic. Here's an extra transparent head. I think this is a pre-order bonus. It was in a little Ziploc bag that's just in the box, and so I just put it in the tray here. And apart from the fists already attached to the figure, we have spray open hand, grip hand, pointing hand, two finger, item holding hands, and another flat palm. So we don't have an exact pair of each hand, and some of them are a little bit different. We have a skull here with a ball joint, and you can actually plug that in, so it is an articulated joint once you attach it. So that's an optional thing. We have him looking to the right, his right, and we have one where he's looking to his left. I wish it was just one head center. So I guess, I suppose we have a transparent head here for us to do something with. Not sure what that's for. Not sure if they're doing any more Mortal Kombat figures. I have not seen any more from them. At first glance, this figure looks really good. It's got a mixture of fabric and plastic bits, much like a ZK001T. Closer look at the head. Apart from the side eye thing, I think I'm just gonna paint the eyes white. The rest of it, so he's got that glowing eye effect. The paint on the mask is slightly off center there, but the overall reddening and texture seems okay. Could do with a little bit of a wash there, and there's no metal bits on these clearly molded buckles for the straps. This piece here does like to fall off. It's not articulated, but I'm glad it falls off instead of just snapping off. But I might glue that down because this is a soft piece of plastic. There's no reason for it to be permanently attached because the other replacement head also has a piece. The emblem there, the silver paint's a little bit messed up on mine. Got some dry brushing effect on all the metallic bits on the body. These daggers do not come out. The bronze look is also quite nice. The overall coloring of the cloth, tunic, robe, whatever, I don't know how to call that, is quite good. You do see a lot of the body bits inside there. If I just lift this arm up, there is a strap there, but it's just for show. Going down the pants, everything is nicely stitched in, apart from the knee pads. That's just like a rubber band attached there. And the boot itself has a little bit of a blue shading going on to give it a nice contrast to the rest of the body. And oh, there goes the hand. So at first glance, this figure looks good. Like, it looks nice, but right out of the box, I had to do some customizing. Basically, all I just did was I cut these straps on both of these things because, and you see the hand keeps falling off. So basically, the peg doesn't want to go into the hand too much, not just this one, all of the hands on both sides. And it didn't help that these gauntlets were so tight that it was coming down on the arm, so it was constantly pushing against the hand. Even now, after I cut a little bit just to make it looser so I can push the whole gauntlet up just a little bit, this hand seems to be staying on okay, and this one here, let me push the gun up a little bit again and push the hand in. Can I actually get this hand to pop in? No, it just does not want to go in. This is very frustrating. This is one of those figures that you're going to start posing around and get really angry very quickly. And this head strap thing, I'm just going to chuck it in the box because it's just going to keep falling off until I glue it. So articulation is also not great in some places. So head is on a single ball joint, and the body, it does move around inside the clothing, so the tummy is actually surprisingly very articulated. Shoulder joints, there is a butterfly thing in there. There's no weird circle bowl disc inside because the clothes do cover the joints, so that's great. So it does have a lot of movement there. That's nice. It goes quite far up. Full rotation here, and we've got the double elbow joint like so. And hand is on a peg and swivel, just like a figure arts, but like I said, it's just really hard to move. It'll probably be better if they replace it with like a little ball peg, just because of how little it moves anyway, because of these gauntlets. So torso moves a lot. Oh, that popped out. Okay, pop back in. That moves a lot. Quite a stiff figure. How much? Oh, it's popping off again. Okay, so tummy goes a little bit quite far forward and quite far back. So when you're moving the torso, it's best to just hold him down so he doesn't... It pops off so easily. Again, I'm glad it's just popping off and not, breaking. So that's nice, I guess. Legs can only go so far up because these pants have no stretch, no give to them whatsoever. And it doesn't... I say it doesn't go high enough, but the pants are actually right up to whatever piece is inside that hard piece. So that's really frustrating. So there is rotating joint in there. There's rotating joint for the shoes, not the boots. So if I just do that. So if you want to get him into like a rider kick pose, virtually impossible just because of how tight his pants are. Frustrating. Doesn't articulate a lot at all. This figure is really frustrating because on one hand the accessories are nice and the figure itself looks pretty decent, but posability is pretty bad, especially on the legs, especially a character that's in a fighting game that's supposed to be like a mythical ninja or a clan of fighters, and he can't even do a high kick or split his legs too much. It's really annoying. Another thing is that those hands are so frustrating. Look at here. Okay, you need to cut the two top bits, otherwise it is impossible to plug the hands in. If you don't do that, this figure is rendered completely garbage because you cannot pose it without stuff falling off. You're trying to plug the head in, you're trying to plug the hand in, it doesn't stick, it doesn't pop over, and you cannot get a grip on the arm because the attachments are not glued onto the arm, so it slides all over the place. And when you're sliding that along, the upper arm strap decides to come down. It's just annoying. So I've cut both of these straps on both the gauntlets, so I can actually push the gauntlets down. So the biggest problem is the gauntlets are way too tight. They do not move up the arm enough, and the pegs on the hands itself are garbage. It's really annoying because, yes, off-license figure, it's not the most expensive thing, but these figures are not cheap either. If this brand were to come back and make another figure, they need to fix the hand pegs, hand joints, and make them much easier to plug onto, or actually use some longer joints. But what I think is happening here is probably they use a generic sort of 1/12 scale muscle body. You can get a lot of those on AliExpress if you're overseas, or Taobao if you're in Asia. And they designed a costume and molded a costume that was just not good enough for the base figure. That's a shame. Subscribe, suggest, and comment below, because take care, have a nice day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye now.